Hello everyone and welcome back to another day of Road to TCG Worlds 2017. Now this week we are now starting with the standard format. Every deck from now on will be either expanded or the current standard format, which is from Primal Clash onwards. And yeah, today we're going to feature one of the most hyped and talked about decks, Mega Mewtwo-EX with Garbodor. Now I'm still not 100% sure that this is going to live up to the hype. I did play a few games to try out the list. I did see a few videos other people have made in order to get myself, or rather to ensure that my list was at least up to par. And yeah, so far I haven't been like too impressed with the deck, in the sense that it's not going to be, it's really good, it's definitely good, but it's not going to be like such a dominating force as Night March was or anything like that. It will be one of the top decks, but there's definitely a lot. I feel like the playing field will be a lot more even with this new format as far as Team Siege goes. Now we start off with 4 Mewtwo-EX, which we are using this Mewtwo instead of the other one because Shatter Shots could potentially be good for the mirror, although difficult to power up, but damage change can be really good here. You get to switch all damage counters on this Pokemon with those on your opponent's active Pokemon, so anytime Mega Mewtwo does take a hit, if you have the Shrine of Memories in play, you get to effectively heal your Mega Mewtwo-EX, or even your regular Mega, or your regular Mewtwo, if that's what took the hit. So that's definitely a nice strategy to heal up, make your Mega Mewtwo-EX live longer. And then we have the Psychic Infinity attack, which is really good. A lot of the Pokemon in the upcoming format that should be good, such as Rayquaza, such as Mega Mewtwo's, such as Giratina, even Primal Kyogre and Primal Groudon, they will all take quite a few energy to attack, so Psychic Infinity is going to be dealing a lot of damage in this format. It's too bad that it doesn't apply weakness. Makes the mirror a little more complicated, but there's definitely things you would like to hit for weakness. And yeah, so very cost effective attack as well. For a single DCE you can start dealing damage, and if you're attacking you can also retreat if you will, so pretty good here. And as I said, the Psychic weakness is not too relevant because the other big Psychic type Pokemon that will be played might be Mega Gardevoir EX from the new set, but for the mirror match it's not going to be a factor because this attack doesn't apply weakness. Now as far as the supporting cast goes, we do have a 2-2 Trubbish Garbodor line. Now Garbodor has been talked about a lot. It is pretty good right now because there's no Xerosic, there's no Megaphone, and the only real counter, if you will, could be Rattata maybe, Lysandering up the Trubbish and KOing it before it evolved, but there's nothing reliable that can activate your abilities once again. So even though we are using Hoopa and Shaymin ourselves, having that late game lockdown of the Garbotoxin should be really good. And we do have 3 Floatstone to ensure that Garbodor is not a liability in the active spot. Now as far as supporters go, we have 4 Sycamore, 4 N to make sure we are consistent, a single Lysander, and a single Hex Maniac. Now Hex Maniac might seem redundant with Garbodor, but since Giratina does lock down tool cards, if you don't get Garbodor out before Giratina is active, or if Giratina Lysanders up the Garbodor and KOs it, you definitely need something else in order to be able to touch Giratina, otherwise you're going to have a really bad time against that deck. And that's why the X-Maniac. I would love to have a room for a second Lysander. If you guys see the room, definitely let me know, but I generally can't see where I could potentially fit it. Apart from that, we have our other supporter, or rather our consistency card, 4 Verse Seekers, 4 Ultra Ball, 3 Trainer's Mail. Then we have 3 Mega Turbo. These become essentially plus 30 plus powers to Mega Mewtwo at different points in the game. We have the 1 special charge to get back DCEs, which are effectively plus 60 plus powers. And then as far as stadiums go, we have the 2 Shrine of Memories I talked about earlier in order to be able to use the damage swap attack. And we also have the Parallel City, because this could help you out to remove bench liabilities such as the Hoopa or Shaymins. You also get to lock down your opponent's bench, and this should be really good against Rayquaza as well, which will be one of the most popular decks, because you don't make them discard 1 or 2, potentially 3 Pokemon by countering the stadium, but you actually make them discard up to 5. So that's really good, especially with Sacred Ash being out of the format right now. And then we have our 3 Flowstone in order for Garbodor to activate its Garbotoxin, not be able to be locked out in the active slot, and potentially retreating Hoopa. And we have our 4 Mewtwo Spirit Link to go with our 4 Mega Mewtwo, or rather 4 regular Mewtwo and 3 Mega Mewtwo. For DCE, 7 Psychic Energy, pretty standard. You could make an argument that a Super Rod would be nice, and I definitely agree. Maybe going to a 2-1 Garbodor line could be acceptable. Maybe dropping the Trainer's Mail for the Super Rod, I'm not entirely sure, but we are definitely susceptible to pricing 1 or even 2 Mega Mewtwo's. But that's it. Right now, as you can see, I have 3 decks. These are the 3 decks for this week. We have Mega Mewtwo Garbodor, we have Mega Rayquaza, and, which will be featured on Wednesday, so definitely come back on Wednesday if you want to see Mega Rayquaza. But, as you can see, it says Pokédex 1 Mega Venusaur. So if you want to find out more about this, definitely check out the announcements yesterday on my Facebook page, or come back on Friday, because I will be talking a lot about this, and it should be something that should be fun for the channel. Something very different, but it really should be fun. I look forward to doing this and starting this new series for Friday's videos. So now, having said that, let's focus on the competitive side, let's focus on Mega Mewtwo, and let's start getting some games in with the new standard format. I'm really excited to be playing in this new format. I'm going to probably be traveling a lot this next season to the United States to play in regional tournaments. So far, I think I've locked down 5 different regionals I will be going to in the United States. Probably won't be doing too many more. 5 is a lot, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, and also the Continental Championships, and potentially the some Latin American regionals if I can. So yeah, I really look forward to next season. Now, looks like we're up against a water deck. Now, just as I saw water type, I recognize that maybe a Pokemon Ranger is justifiable in this because of the fact that Glaceon and Regice could be an issue. Regice and Glaceon could definitely be a potent combination for the upcoming format, with Manaphy to retreat and things like that. And wow, it might actually be a Greninja deck. My opponent does start Talonflame, so Trubbish and Garbodor are going to be really important. But with that Ultra Ball top deck, I pretty much have the perfect starting hand right here. I get to discard an energy, which I can potentially Mega Turbo back. I get to find my Mewtwo. We do see one of each Mewtwo and Mega Mewtwo are priced, so that's something important to consider. No Hoopa priced, no Shaymin's priced, no Garbodor priced. So let's try to figure out what else is priced. No Ultra Balls, 1 Mega Turbo, no DCEs, no Energy, no Floatstone, no Spirit Links, 1 Sycamore, the Lysander is there, 1 Verseeker is priced, 1 N is not priced, 1 Shrine of Memories, and potentially the Parallel City. No, okay, so 1 Sycamore, 1 Mega Turbo, 1 Mega Mewtwo, 1 regular Mewtwo, and I don't generally remember what else I said. 1 Sycamore, 1 Verseeker, 1 Mewtwo, 1 Mega Mewtwo. But anyways, nothing too 1 Verseeker, nothing too like bad, you know. So basically, what we need is for a single Mega Mewtwo to really take all the prize cards it can. Now, the issue here is if I let my opponent damage the Garbodor, I could be in trouble. If I let my opponent damage the Mega Mewtwo, with Garbodor it would be 60 plus, 40 plus 80, that's 120. Actually, Mega Mewtwo can afford to take the 40 damage because it will still be a 3 KO against him. So, I don't want to bench the Hoopa, and I'm not going to bench it because I don't want my opponent to Lysander me on turn 1. I don't want him to, if he does use N, like I pretty much have a perfect hand for next turn as well. So I would rather find the Mega Mewtwo without benching the Hoopa so that it doesn't become a liability. We do say it is a Greninja Talonflame deck for the next format. And yeah, it basically comes down to, can we effectively trade with the Greninjas? And I generally believe we can, because next turn, if my opponent doesn't end, or during his turn, if my opponent doesn't end me right now, which he does, I had the one-hit KO on Talonflame, like exact one-hit KO, and then if I attach another energy, I have one-hit KOs on non-Greninja breaks. I'm still gonna be able to accomplish that, which is great. And now, I mean, I'm in no hurry to find the Garbodor, but I definitely want to find it as soon as possible. Now, because of that, I will probably want to bench the Hoopa now, but as I mentioned, there's no reliable tool removal, so this is why Greninja Break probably won't make the cut for this upcoming format. It's unfortunate, you guys know I love the deck, but we're in a pretty good situation right now. The end definitely didn't hurt us. Losing the special charge might hurt us a little bit in a longer game, but I feel like we're gonna take, like, the game, if everything works out nicely, well, that Sycamore top deck is not great either. If everything works out nicely for us, in theory, we should win this game in 6 turns. Okay, we're gonna be taking a prize card every single turn from now on, as long as things flow regularly, decently well. Okay, so I'm gonna find a Mewtwo, I'm gonna find a Shaymin. Kind of tempted to find the other Mewtwo, but I won't for now. I will attach the Float Stone to the Hoopa, and I generally don't know if using Shaymin. No, I don't. Yeah, I went for the Shaymin. I will use the Shaymin. I want to find the Garbodor. Definitely want to find the Garbodor. If I don't find it this turn, I can still find it next turn. Now that I top decked the Mega Mewtwo and the Berserker, I definitely want to end, because I get to remove the 2 cards my opponent directly searched for and we know are useful. My opponent has a pretty big hand, and I get to conserve the Mega Mewtwo, which, as you know, we did prize 1. And yeah, we do not find the Garbodor just yet. We do find the Spirit Link, however, and with a DCE next turn, we will not be one-hit KOing. Okay, gonna do Trainer's Mail. I don't find the Ultra Ball for Garbodor, but I do find a Parallel City, so I could potentially discard one of my opponent's Frogadier or the Froakie, which I'm fine with as well, I guess. And yeah, Psychic Infinity for 130 damage. We get the KO there. Just enough to KO the Talonflame. That's really good. And like I said, we should win this game in the following 6 turns. We really should. We get to start powering up another Mega Mewtwo next turn. Like I said, we even have the stadium, and wow, looks like my opponent is simply going to try and Bubble Style me, which I'm not too scared of. He will eventually flip tails, so it's really not a big deal. He does end me, so yeah, he's gonna go for the bubble strategy, but then again, how is he going to power up a lot of Frogadiers or Greninjas that way? He does with the bubble flip, so that's good for us. We do find a Mega Mewtwo. We can potentially one-hit KO right now the Froakie, and we will definitely. We do find an N, which I prefer to getting rid of my Spirit Link, the other Mega Mewtwo, and the special charge. And yeah, the Bursting Balloon is not great, but if I do manage to find the okay, I'm not finding Garbodor either, but if I do manage to find a Psychic Energy, I can potentially damage swap in order to KO the Frogadier if I find the stadium as well. I'm gonna attach the Float Stone there, and I'm just gonna take the KO. I'm not gonna wait. I'm not gonna allow my opponent to try and paralyze me once again. I will take the Bursting Balloon damage. I am at no risk of getting KO'd this next turn, unless my opponent evolves and then wallies and adds 2 energy in order to KO me. That would be bad. He could also potentially evolve, attach an energy, and Lysander up the Trubbish and KO me that way. That's definitely another possibility. But they are very different, very weird scenarios, and if he does that and doesn't bench anything else, he will probably lose. He's lost 1 Froakie already. He hasn't used water duplicates yet, and I am putting a ton of pressure. I am already up 2 prizes, and this Mega Mewtwo should earn itself a 3rd one on its own. And yeah, we are in a pretty good situation. He does attach the Bursting Balloon, and he Ace Trainers, so we lose 1 card in our hand. He gets a brand new 6 cards in his hand, but like I said, if we somehow manage to find a Psychic Energy and the other stadium, which we actually don't, I mean, sure, we take some damage back once again, but you can see the parallel cities there, so that's really good. He does go for the Greninja, so he's actually gonna opt to KO me. Oh no, he actually opts to retreat and lose the benefit of the Bursting Balloon. I guess he didn't get an energy, right? I'm gonna attach another DCE there. Now my opponent does have the possibility to KO me with the Greninja break. 6, yeah. It's not worth it using the Parallel City just yet. I could retreat and save the Mega Mewtwo if you will, but just gonna take my KO. Okay, so now we are up 3 prizes, and there should still be, yeah, a Sycamore, a Verseeker there. Not entirely sure on the Verseeker, but the opponent does lose the Bursting Balloon, which is great. If he somehow doesn't find the break and doesn't KO me, I can once again find the... Now all I need is the Psychic Energy, because my opponent didn't... Okay, that's fine. I am completely fine with this. If I find the Psychic Energy, not only do I get to avoid the Bursting Balloon, but I also get to completely heal my Mewtwo-EX. So, I'm gonna play the Shrine of Memories. I did top deck the Garbodor, which is really nice. I will lose my Parallel City, but all I need right now is either a Mega Turbo or a Psychic Energy to basically ensure that I win this game 100% of the time. Two fully powered Mega Mewtwo's without any damage on my opponent's side of the field, or on my side of the field. We do find the Psychic Energy, which is awesome. I'm just gonna make my deck thinner from the Garbodor line because I don't think yeah, there's the victory. My opponent realizes I was going to use the Shrine of Memories in order to heal myself, and yeah, my opponent was not going to get the 2 prizes off of the Bursting Balloon, and we managed to win our first game against Greninja break. Greninja with Talonflame rather. We didn't get to see the Greninja break in action, so I beat my favorite card, and that's okay. That is okay. Now let's see what we're up against next. we will definitely be seeing a lot more variety, I think, in this upcoming format. And if you somehow find a way to win the mirror match, the Mega Mewtwo mirror match, that could be really good. I have yet to come up with a way. I mean, there's not that many good psychic type attackers. I do have a slight idea of what good cards there are going to be. It's basically like it's gonna be a really big rock paper scissors kind of thing in the next format, I think. But I do feel it's going to be very interesting. I do feel like it's going to be really interesting, and I'm looking forward to trying out a lot of new decks and attending different regionals in order to try and do well and accumulate a lot of championship points and get that day to invite, if that's how it's going to work next season as well. And also try and get that, try and go to as many tournaments as possible. Seems like the game is running a bit slow today. A bit slow. Huh. Did the game completely freeze? Why does it say... Okay. Opponent's turn. So I guess the game is lagging quite a bit, actually. I apologize if you can hear the fan in the background, but it's necessary for me in order to keep recording because my computer is in its last days, if you will. Okay, get a pretty decent hand. We aren't going first though, which is not good. I don't know what kind of deck we are facing right now. You might think fire type. Okay, my opponent does start Hoopa, so that's good for us. That's definitely good. That might alleviate some pressure. Some pressure. Trainer's Mail. Ultra Ball. Too bad my opponent. Wow, that's another Hoopa. And what? Oh, Mega Catcher. Okay, that's fair. That's definitely a card that could see play right now because there's going to be a lot of Mega Pokemon. So Mega Catcher, that's definitely nice. And wow, it's actually Mega Rayquaza. Okay, so one of our toughest matchups for sure. Our stadiums are going to be really big. Potentially Garbodor is going to be really big for us. Opponent does Escape Rope into the regular Rayquaza EX Dragon type, which is weak to Fairy, and I think Fairies are definitely going to see a lot more play, so I don't agree with him using that Rayquaza. I feel like the Lightning weak version is superior at this point in time. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what else my opponent does here. Another Ultra Ball, most likely for another Shaymin. Yep, there we go. In an ideal world, my opponent doesn't attach an energy, but I don't think that's too likely. He's already halfway through his deck, pretty much. There's a Skyfield, and yeah, we're gonna have to be really smart with our stadiums. Now he is going to need, wow, he already has a Mega Rayquaza. He only needs one more Pokemon to he only needs one more Pokemon to one clear the Mega Mewtwo. One Pokemon and one energy. He did not play a supporter card, but that might have been simply because he was holding on to the Mega Rayquaza and didn't want to discard it. So, and my hand really sucks. Really sucks. I won't be able to retreat this Mewtwo, so I'm gonna do as much damage as possible. I guess I'll attach the Spirit Link just in case I do manage to survive, but I have to Sycamore here, otherwise I pretty much lose the match. I do find a Hex, I do find another Mewtwo, but no more Spirit Links, and I literally can't do anything other than Shatter Shot for 30 damage. Wow. This is really bad, guys. This is really, really bad. 3 cards in hand. There's a Spirit Link, there's another Mega Ray, and there's a Sycamore, of course. Of course. Because why not? And our hand is still really, really bad. Unless he whiffs the energy or the basic Pokemon, I don't see how we come back from this. Another Trainer's Mail, nothing. It's already played a supporter card. Is he going to pass? Uses Puzzle of Time. Is it only 1 or 2? Looks like just the 1. And is he going to pass? Wow, he passes, so we get really lucky there. And we actually top deck one of the cards that can actually help us in this current situation. I'm gonna play the Parallel City, discard my opponent's side of the field, which means now he's gonna have a really hard time KOing Mewtwo, and unless I get really lucky, I'm not going to be one KOing this Mega Rayquaza. So I'm just gonna attach a Psychic Energy, and I'm going to end my opponent, because even though I give him an extra card, I give myself more cards, and I also shuffle whatever he was hoping to top deck. Okay, I do. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. The stadiums are really important. So I'm gonna use an Ultra Ball, discard the energy and the Trainer's Mail. That means I can potentially set up or grab an energy through Mega Turbo. I will lay down the Trubbish. The stadiums are way too important at this point in time. Okay, so there's one DCE priced. Okay, that's fair. There's a Trubbish. There's also one Garbodor priced. There's a Trubbish. I will play the special charge to get back that DCE. The only one I do have in the discard pile. And now I'm going to Shaymin for 5 cards, which is really nice. And we're not gonna 1-KO this Mewtwo, but we do find a Float Stone there, which is nice. I mean, nah, I'm not gonna bench that other Mewtwo or the Shaymin, just in case I do get end. I'm just gonna Psychic Infinity. So for however we got really lucky, we managed to survive the previous turn. We weren't able to 1-KO the Mega Rayquaza. He top decks at this, or no, he doesn't top deck. He attaches a DCE. Does he have 4 more basic Pokemon? 3. Okay, he only needs 1 more now. He only needs 1 more, and if we don't find Spirit Link, we are not going to get anywhere close to KOing. If he doesn't, okay, he will. Damn. But we do get to discard 2 more Pokemon with our counter stadium. We're not going to KO the Mewtwo, however, or the Rayquaza. Has 160 damage on it, 60 away from getting KO'd. I mean, you would have to get really lucky, like stupidly lucky. But wait, he went for the Mega with the Ultra. Does he have no more basic Pokemon? Does he really have no more basic Pokemon, or did he misplay? It's one of the two. There's the 2 Hoopas, there's the 3 Rayquazas. 1 Rayquaza might be priced. 1 Shaymin may be priced. There's 2 in the discard pile already. So either he misplayed or he doesn't have any more basic Pokemon. And nope, he uses Emerald Break for 180 damage. Wow. Wow. And there's a victory. Yeah, my opponent realizes either he misplayed or I don't know. Probably misplayed, I guess. Miscounted, miscalculated, I don't know. But I'll take the win. I will definitely take the win. Not gonna complain about that. Now, this is a deck that I feel has a lot more potential than people are giving it credit. I feel like the deck we're about to face is really underrated, especially if, as I said, Mega Mewtwo becomes really popular. I do feel like this is probably because we did see Psychic and Fairy type. I do feel like this is going to be Mega Gardevoir. And wow, my opponent does start Hoopa, which is not good for him. I top deck a Mega Turbo, which is not good for me. But whatever. I still feel like we're not gonna be in a good position. Wow, Shaymin is priced. I mean, I'll just go for the third Mega Mewtwo. Might as well. There's our 3 Mega Mewtwo, or rather regular Mewtwo's. I do have the Lysander, so that's why I'm not going to. Well, if I had energy right here, you could make an argument for Hex-Maniac over Sycamore. So I guess I'll Shaymin for 3. If I hit an energy, I will consider using Hex-Maniac in order to slow down my opponent for next turn. I do find energy, okay. So I guess I will Hex-Maniac. I'm in no hurry to Sycamore away my Stadium if he does counter Stadium me right now, so I'll just use his Hex-Maniac and pass. And there's really nothing else I can do. So we'll see what my opponent does here. Immediately counter Stadiums, so at least we get more mileage out of our Stadium. But he can't use another Hoopa, he cannot use Shaymin. He does go for the Ultra Ball, so he might hold on to that for next turn. Now, Mega Turbos are good, but I feel like maybe Max Elixir does have some justification in this deck. Some justification. Not entirely sure. Okay, so he does Ultra Ball. We only know he has another Ultra Ball in his hand, we don't know anything else. Okay, gets rid of Max Elixir and the Gardevoir Spirit Link. So this is a Mega Gardevoir EX deck. But doesn't find anything. What? And immediately concedes. Okay. Mega Mewtwo too strong, guys. So far we've beat Greninja Talonflame, we've beat Mega Gardevoir EX, and we've beat Mega Rayquaza EX, so I don't know. Maybe people aren't building their decks right. Mega Mewtwo definitely putting a lot of pressure to Talonflame Greninja. And by the way, guys, if for some reason you weren't aware, on the weekend, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys watched the official Pokemon TCG stream and you saw the Masters TCG finals and you saw all the bad luck that Cody Walensky got against Shintaro Ito in the Greninja versus Mega Dino matchup, and you were disappointed that the Masters final once again only lasted 20 minutes. But on Saturday I uploaded a special video. I played against my good friend Mike Fouché a rematch of the World's Finals, and trust me guys, it's almost a 1 hour long video, which was truly amazing. It's a really close match. It has a lot of different scenarios and different, okay, it looks like we might be up against Volcanion. A lot of different turnarounds. It was really, really good. I really recommend you guys go watch that video because generally it was awesome. I really enjoyed recording it. I really enjoyed playing out the match, and playing out like what could have been for the World's Finals. I'm not gonna tell you any spoilers. The matches were, or the games were really good and really even. So it could have gone either way. And it was definitely. I mean, I will tell you guys, it's definitely a better video than the current TCG World's Finals. So yeah, definitely check it out. Okay, now onto this game. We do find a Floatstone with the first Trainer's Mail, which I'm okay with. We do find the Ultra Ball, which is exactly what I was hoping for. Now the question is. The question here is, do I discard the Spirit Link or the Mega Turbo? Or 2 energy? That's, yeah, I feel like that's the best choice here. Gonna discard both energy. Gonna find the Hoopa, hopefully. Nope, I'm not going to find the Hoopa. Oh, there it is, never mind. I don't know why I almost always assume it's going to be the last card, but it wasn't in this case. I will draw, or I will use its ability. There's 2 Mewtwo priced, so that's really bad. That's really bad. Really bad. Okay, there's a Mewtwo. There's another Mewtwo. The Floatstone will go to the active, the Spirit Link will go to one of the Mewtwo's, and I will Shaymin for 4 brand new cards, hopefully finding some energy, potentially another Spirit Link. We do find a Garbodor, which I don't know how useful it'll be, but Shrine of Memories could be really good here. So I'm gonna get rid of the Mega Turbo this time around, and I will find the Trubbish because Volcanion EX could be a really big problem for us. And I'm gonna play the Trubbish. I'm not gonna play the Stadium. I'm just going to end. I want to conserve the Stadium because we did see my opponent runs at least 2 different Stadiums. And now the 20 damage could be important, so I'm gonna let Shaymin take that damage. And I'm not gonna do anything else for now. I can find the Mega Mewtwo next turn if I want to. I can reduce the damage output from the Volcanion. And yeah, should be really interesting here. Should be really interesting. My opponent immediately plays down a Stadium, discards an energy, and gets to draw 2 cards. There's another Volcanion. Okay. Max Elixir does hit it. And we'll see what else my opponent does during his turn. Okay, I really like this video. We're showcasing 4 different decks. 4 different decks along with the Mega Mewtwo. Now that Sycamore was kind of costly. He did discard another Sycamore and an N. Haven't seen any Volcanion EXs just yet. But yeah, Baby Volcanion is definitely the star of the show here because really beefy attackers does a really nice amount of damage. But if I do find Garbodor, the only way he can 2-hit KO me is through Fighting Fury Belt, which might not be too reliable, and because he does require a ton of energy, I will always be 1-hit KOing him. So that's definitely good. If I find a DCE or an energy and a Mega Turbo, I will be able to 1-KO the Volcanion if he doesn't find a Fighting Fury Belt, so that's really good. Okay, he does have a Volcanion EX right there, but chooses to go for Hoopa. So with Hoopa, I assume he will go for 1 Shaymin and 1 Volcanion EX, potentially 2. Did he discard an energy? No, he did not. He actually discarded another Sycamore, so there's 3 Sycamores in this discard pile already. There's the Volcanions. Shaymin for 3 now. Shaymin for 2 actually. Or 4 rather. Shaymin for 4 after that steam up. Another steam up. Okay, so it's gonna be dealing 90 damage. 90 damage. But he did use the Super Rod, so now he's only going to be getting back 1 energy from Power Heater. Unless he finds another Ultra Ball to discard an energy. Touches the Fighting Fury belt, so now it's going to be really hard to one-hit KO that Volcanion. Probably impossible, actually. Immediately plays another Fighting Fury belt. And goes for the Power Heater that dealt 90 damage. And gets to power up the regular Volcanion. Okay, so definitely need Garbodor here. Semi-urgently. I do find a Mega Turbo. So that Trainer's Mail is going to be huge. That Trainer's Mail has to find me at least an N or potentially a Sycamore. With 5 energy, I'd be 10 short. So is it even worth it? Okay, gonna play a Trainer's Mail now before I shuffle for the Ultra Ball. Okay, and then I'll take that. Wow. Okay, I will play the Parallel CT, but I'm actually going to reduce his damage output, and that way I get to remove the Shaymin and the Hoopa off of my side of the field, and if he does counter Stadium me, I get to play another Shaymin. And oh boy, I mean, I really can't one-hit KO the Volcanion. I really can't. But I can't not find the Mewtwo right now. So I'm gonna get rid of another energy, which I'm not a fan of. But I will find the Mega Mewtwo. And now, I mean, unless I find the remaining 2 Mega Turbos and a DCE, I'm not going to be KOing the Volcanion. And I even give extra energy to my opponent, or extra whatever. But I do not find I mean, it might even be worth it to sacrifice Shaymin and give myself a turn of no, I need to start putting pressure. But I don't. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna sacrifice the Shaymin. Do I use the Mega Turbo though? That's the question here. No, I'm still gonna do it KO anyways. But I'd rather save those for a potential backup Mega Mewtwo. Okay. I did give my opponent a brand new hand. And he does have Max Elixir. Okay. Does he hit though? He does. And powers up the... Wow. I mean, in a worst case scenario, he one-hit KOs me right now, but how would he switch out the current Volcanion? He can't. He genuinely can't. Rare Seekers for an N, I'll take that. I will definitely take that. And yeah. I am reducing the damage, which is nice. I do find a Spirit Link and an N. There's one Steam Up, there's an Energy Retrieval, so he gets to use another Steam Up to deal 70 damage instead of 90 damage, I guess, because I wasn't able to find the Float Stone for Garbodor. Otherwise, Power Heater would have dealt exactly 10 damage. And he does power up that Volcanion EX. So now, I'm gonna have to end him once again. Or, I could simply Hex Maniac. Through Hex Maniac, but I need energy. I need more energy on my side of the field. But I feel like giving my opponent a new hand is not great. But then again, if I end right now, or if I end next turn, no, I'm gonna go for the Hex Maniac. I prevent any further Steam Ups, so the most he can do is 130 damage. He could deal more if he finds another Fighting Fury Belt, but he already has 2 in play, so I'm hoping he won't. I get Mewtwo out of my prize cards, not great. And yeah, he immediately promotes the other Volcanion. So that Volcanion will deal 10 damage to me, which is exactly what he needs in order to one-hit KO me with Volcanion. Well, not one-hit KO me, to KO me with Volcanion. As of right now. Man, how am I 20 cards down? 2 Mega Turbos used up, and I only have 2 energy on my side of the field, and I have yet to play a single Sycamore. This is really bad, especially the Mega Turbos, which have gone unused. I feel like if they were Max Elixirs, they would have been a lot more useful in getting energy into play, but then I would also have to play a higher basic energy count. Okay, so he Lysanders up the Garbodor. That 100% means I need to find a Float Stone, otherwise I am in a lot of trouble. Otherwise I am going to be in a lot of trouble, and I'm gonna give my opponent a brand new hand. Ugh. And now he has 2 Volcanion EXs powered up, whereas I only have 1 Mewtwo-EX powered up. Okay, the TCE is gonna go here, and I have to end. I can't do anything else. Best case scenario, I find the Float Stone. I do, thankfully. There's the Float Stone. I did give my opponent a brand new hand, which I obviously am not happy about, but I do get to shut off abilities. I do get to retreat and potentially 2-hit KO this Volcanion. I still see no Sycamore at all, but I get to put more pressure, and I feel like this Mega Mewtwo should be able to get back-to-back one-hit KOs on Volcanion, so that should be really good. That should definitely be really good. My opponent finally gets to counter Stadium that. But no Steam Up. That's really huge. Really huge. No Steam Up. He does Max Elixir. However, there's currently 7 energy in play and 1 in the discard pile. So that's really interesting. That's 8. And he's hit all 3 Max Elixirs, so he probably plays 12 basic energy, most likely between 11 and 12, which is a really healthy amount for that deck. You can definitely expect to see me using that deck very soon. Not this week. Wednesday is Mega Rayquaza. Okay, he Lysanders up Shaymin, so he's gonna take his first 2 prize cards, but that only means I get to Lysander him once again, which I am completely fine with. And once again, because of no Steam Up, this Mewtwo, or rather, I guess I'll attach. Okay, let's think about this. 3 energy. As long as I have 3 energy on each Mega Mewtwo, I guarantee that I can one-hit KO any Volcanion EX that comes up. So as long as he's not able to one-hit KO me straight up, and yeah, with the stadium here, I'm not gonna play it just yet. I'm gonna hold on to it, and I'm gonna take a KO here. Then he hits me for 130 damage, and then I put all that, transfer all that damage back, heal Mega Mewtwo completely, and I have enough energy on potentially both Mega Mewtwo's in order to one-hit KO any Volcanion EX that actually can attack. So this is pretty amazing. 130 damage. He's 10 short. He is 10. That 10 damage on Garbodor, if it wasn't Mega Mewtwo, then maybe my opponent would stand a better chance. He could actually pull himself ahead in this turn, but it's not looking likely. It's definitely not looking likely, and the price trade-off should work in my favor at this point. And well, there's the power of Garbodor. Without Garbodor, Volcanion would be stupidly strong. Greninja Break would most likely be one of the best counters to that deck. So the metagame would maybe look quite different at this point in time. But yeah, let's see. There's a Flareon EX. Not too scared. Not scared at all, actually, of the Flareon. He can't transfer energy to it. We haven't seen any. Yep, there's the 200 damage. Perfect. And okay, the DCE, I'm going to attach to the active Mega Mewtwo, and I feel like my opponent is going to concede immediately after he sees the Shrine of Memories. I'm just gonna damage change. I mean, is it even worth benching the Mewtwo? Probably not. Yeah, there's the concession, so we didn't get to see the damage change. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, there we go. There we go. And yeah, guys, we saw some pretty, a lot of variety today, and we saw the power of Mega Mewtwo. We did not lose a single game, even though we were up against the ropes, especially against that Mega Rayquaza deck, and I feel like Mega Gardevoir could have given us a lot of trouble. But yeah, that's gonna be it from me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support. Definitely come back on Wednesday. I feel like you guys didn't come back on Wednesday last week because a lot of you guys are used to me using the same deck all week. But if you've made it this far in the video, remember, now every day there's a new video in English. It's gonna be a brand new deck. So if you like the variety, if you want to see the new decks as we explore the new standard metagame, definitely check me out on Wednesday and on Friday if you want to see the brand new series. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.